Hey guys and girls, just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about Buzzsprout. Start a podcast today with free podcast hosting for Buzzsprout, easy podcasting software for hosting, promoting, and tracking your podcast. Buzzsprout is the best way to publish a podcast online for secure and reliable hosting to full iTunes support. Get started for free, no credit card required, cancel at any time.
Stats are for losers.
That's why we took the damn field. Now, if you want to crown them, then crown their ass.
This is what's great about sports. This is what the greatest thing about sports is. You play to win the game.
Welcome to the Airin It Out podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Airing It Out podcast live. I am Dustin Marion. He is Hollow Clutch, and the two of us make it happen. What is good, bro?
Very, very interesting podcast out today. I feel like last week we didn't come as strong, but today I feel like we're bringing it today. Today, for sure. It feels good. Today has been a good day so far.
You know what happened? Last week they didn't give it to us. That's what happened. You understand? Like we usually fire when they give us a fire. Last week there was no headlines, and then this week it just like went fucking crazy.
Explosion.
Just bro. I keep thinking, even from last week, even though we didn't come hard in the paint, I was like, damn, it's only the fourth week of January, bro. And like just crazy shit. It just continues to happen.
Yep.
Maybe those Mayan guys were wrong. Maybe it was 21, not 12.
Maybe, right? they mixed the numbers up.
No, we mixed the numbers up. Remember, because we're decoding their shit.
Oh, that's true.
Right?
That's true.
The fucking the Stargate numbers were all wrong, like they did in the last one, and then Homeboy had to come in and fix the numbers.
That makes sense. That definitely makes sense. We read it wrong.
Yeah. So dude, tell me this story real quick, and we'll lead it in, right? So Robinhood apparently shuts down trading of specific stocks, right? Including AMC. The big one was GameStop. Other one was BlackBerry, Nokia. Another one was Bed Bath & Beyond. So they had a few, ranging from a Reddit that these dudes were all gung-ho, specifically about GameStop. So I was talking to you, and you told me that we both have funny stories about it. So what was your story? Because you said you use Robinhood, correct?
Correct. I only did it as because it was like a meme stock, just like as a meme stock for the Dogecoin. So I fixed it.
Okay, got him. I see him.
I know what you got. I
got
the same thing. I fixed it. I bought Dogecoin. I would say probably 4 weeks ago.
Okay, so backpedal a little bit. Dogecoin. What's this?
Dogecoin is like a meme coin that they made. Is on a competition with
Bitcoin, right? Oh no,
Bitcoin, Ethereum.
Okay,
all those coins.
Got you.
It's notoriously known for pump and dumps. That's
Got you.
Dogecoin is
okay.
Notorious for. So there was some shit at the beginning of January. It was like, yo, let's everybody get, if you invest a small amount of money, $100, if it goes to $1, it'll be 10 grand. Like you would make 10 grand.
Wow.
$1. Because it's like half of a half of a half of a
right,
cent.
Right.
Like,
got you.
Really so that
was off of Reddit, by the way, or that was off another thing,
like a TikTok
type
Reddit,
of shit. So social media movement, basically.
Correct. So they're basically social media is manipulating stocks, just like how the actual guys on Wall Street.
Correct. Right. We'll get to that in a fucking second. Yes. So,
I bought some fucking around, and then I paid like $50. I was like, fuck it. Now my shit's like $190. $190. That's how much of Dogecoin I have that's worth. $190.
But I got confused. You said if you bought it and it went to $1, it would have been 10 grand. How come you have $1 and it's not 10,000?
Because it's not $1 yet.
Oh, you bought $1 worth.
I bought $50 worth of like 75.
Got you. Got you. Right. Okay. Fractions of. Yes.
All those Dogecoin go to 100. So if it's $1, I have 7,500 of those Dogecoin.
Damn. Okay. So you was doing this. You was making moves. This is what, January 5th?
Like 2nd. Like
okay.
Fucking around. I was at IHOP when I did it. I was looking at my phone. And it's funny how it comes full circle with this shit, because now you got all these fucking people in Wall Street complaining about, manipulating the stock market, complaining industry that never wants regulation.
Right.
An industry that never wants regulation
Mm-hmm.
wants the government to come in and do regulation, which I find fucking hilarious,
Ridiculous.
And it's a scary. To me, it's a scary.
I'm right there with you, bro. I'm afraid.
The scary part in what we're doing is because the information age and social media and everything is just exposing all these people.
Correct.
For the corrupt scumbags that they are, and that they only care about themselves. And we're headed down a bad road. And I was reading Robert Kawasaki's Rich Dad Poor Dad.
I love that book.
And he goes into depth saying how most civilizations and societies fall when the haves and the have-nots, the gap is just goes far too far apart, and that's when the civilizations implode. And it's history repeats itself, and if we let shit like this, as what's going on right now, happen, who's to say, in the next 6 months, 3 months, what's going to happen?
Bro, I'm even more fearful, right? Because, and I might not even be saying the first part of my argument correctly, but we just had a situation and a discussion, I think last week, about the regulations that came in and stopped, an app, right? And we discussed on how everybody was like, well, you can't come to this party, but you go over there. And the moment they didn't agree with, if it wasn't the consensus, right, with Parler, they're like, fuck you. Now, Amazon, Google, Apple, we don't fuck with you. This today puts me even more paranoid because, okay, sure, freedom of speech doesn't mean that you can say whatever the fuck you want on a platform. All right, I get that, guys. You've already figured out how to fucking make us look bad on that. Okay, but where the fuck does the free market thing come into? Because free market means that I could trade however the fuck I want to trade and do whatever I want to do, especially when you're saying there aren't regulations within the space. And then they come in and they basically say, well, we're putting in regulations because you guys don't know what you're doing. And the stock is just too volatile for anyone to trade it. So you can't trade it at all. That's bullshit. And the only reason why that was is dudes were losing billions of dollars based on, shout out to the subreddit Wall Street Bets, because those motherfuckers are G's. And I wish, I stand with all of y'all. I've been reading it hard. Yo, South Korea's holding us down. Canada's holding us down to make sure that thing is, it's so unfair. When are we going to get an opportunity? So we can't say what we want to say, where we want to say it. We can't buy what we want to buy, but it's okay. You lock us up in our cribs, you take all our jobs, and then you don't give us money. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, Biden has pretty much signed like 300 executive orders, and none of them include helping people out financially.
Exactly. And it's just a hypocrisy. Like even Nancy Pelosi just got caught. Her husband got caught.
Oh, tell me this. For insider trading type of shit?
They bought not $100. They bought $1 million of Tesla stock. So basically it's gonna go up.
Correct.
So they paid $1 million worth of calls. Now she didn't report it, but you can see all that information is public. So if you go to opentrader.com,
you can fucking check who
you can see everybody's trade because the thing is public information.
Correct.
All the obviously everything on the stock market is public. So when you go there, you can see how Jeff Bezos invests. You can see how any CEO in an entire country,
fucking Kramer, Tesla. Elon Musk, all these guys.
So Nancy Pelosi's husband bought $1 million in stock of a call to basically they betting it is going to go up.
Right. They did a call option. Yes,
it's a call option. Correct. So,
or an option call. Excuse me.
If we can't play the same game,
right?
That's not what happened. The situations are different.
Yes.
But what I'm saying is that it should be a ban on anybody in government and allowed to.
I agree with that 100%.
Money into the stock market.
Well, because that. It should be like there should be certain regulations. Like you just can't do shit like that. You can't be shorting stocks.
Something.
Yeah, you can. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, even Tal was talking about it. Like these senators and these politicians, governors, mayors, whatever. There has to be some regulation on them because they're a public servant. They're not supposed to be getting paid out the wazoo. Especially like, there's no way, right? Nancy Pelosi doesn't know somebody up high, or her husband doesn't, right? Because they're rich and they're millionaires. In the Tesla camp. So how is that not insider trading, right? Because if homeboy says, yo, if he even lets it slip, like, yo, we got a new battery coming, because you get excited about inventions and shit like that. You say that shit at a party, you go place $1 million bet. I couldn't believe it. They need to expunge Martha Stewart Fuck that.
Yep.
Right? Like, what are you guys doing?
And
it's
then,
not fair.
And then, because she, like, even if, let's say it wasn't insider trading for, just say for the instance, they knew that Biden was going to sign an executive order to make all
EV cars. Yeah, that was crazy. Correct. How the fuck you don't know that shit?
So, like, who's the biggest electric car manufacturer right
There's
now?
only one dude
Tesla.
in the building.
Exactly. You got Ford has some shit.
Sure, we got a couple of cats, but Tesla is the motherfucking king of the building. Everybody's trying to catch up.
Exactly. So they had a thing about that. So when these guys, band together and it's like, no, fuck it, it's power and numbers. Let's hit these motherfuckers in their
I thought that was so dope. Yes, agreed.
Make some change. When has the last time the president and CEO of the NASDAQ came down to the fucking do interviews? Like, give me a break. Like, talk about asking for regulation.
Yeah, that was bullshit.
Ask for regulation.
Right. What are you talking about? And like, how about this, right? So you want regulation. Cool. So if I lose my shirt in the market, can I get a refund?
Exactly.
Right? So that doesn't work like that. So you're saying the only time it matters is when I win.
Exactly. Because they got all those Wall Street guys got bailed out.
Yes, that was another thing too. So we have no free market and we don't have capitalism because the definition of capitalism is you're supposed to fail. You don't get a bailout, bro. And I love Elon Musk to death, but I know he got a bailout too, bro. All these companies got money. Right? They're not even set up to fail. And I was reading this article, bro. I wasn't reading the headline. I actually started reading the articles. That it really started to scare me because we're going into a weird place with all of these shutdowns. Basically, we're getting rid of dudes' competition. Right? So Amazon now is blowing the fuck up because they don't have to worry about mom and pop selling books or mom and pop selling shirts or whatever, right? So basically they took out all small fries, just like what they did today, and they're letting all the big dudes in the buildings, right? So now a little burger joint can't win anymore because McDonald's has massive amount of money, plus they get a bailout because we read some names, right? Domino's Pizza was one of those motherfuckers. Like, listen, I love Domino's, but if you can't make it, Papa, you gotta go. You gotta go. You can't keep setting this up. This is the second time they did it. They did it in 2010. Nobody went to jail. Nobody went to jail, bro.
Nobody went to jail.
Come on. It's just so unfair.
And it's tough because you see it like from jump. You got they deplatformed the Wall Street bet dudes off Reddit. They took the
they took them off of Discord. How did
Discord? They took them both
really
platforms. So like if you get a group of people who are banging against the powers that be, the elites, and if at any moment they can go and take your communication away, and you have no way to communicate with the people who are in your inner circle, but the elites still have them the Bloomberg, like the direct message on Bloomberg, because they have their own private network on Wall Street where they can communicate with everybody. And I bet you that didn't get shut down.
Not only that, bro, when you put certain money in the market, like let's say you bring in $100,000, you get a lot more benefits. Like a regular Robinhood account to us or a TD Ameritrade account is not the same as like you putting $100,000 in in a TD Ameritrade account. You get so many benefits. You get to trade after hours, before hours. You get access to look at all those IPOs. You don't think motherfuckers killed on fucking Airbnb? That killed on the other one that came out. It's slipping my mind, but come on, bro. It's like. It's so set up for them to win. I can't believe they got taken off of Reddit, bro. Reddit was supposed to be like the last of the Mohicans, that it was for us, by us, on some FUBU shit. And now it seems like there's nowhere for us to go. We can't even like socialize, literally. We can't socialize in public and we can't socialize in private. And let alone...
It's a slippery, scary slope.
Bro, I'm fearful, bro. It's almost like we're living in a communist... Bro, V for Vendetta. Seriously, straight up. You can't say shit. You can't post shit. God forbid you say or post anything about the government, right? Get shit down. You get shit down. Because
find any way to shut you down.
Right, because they saying that the government can't pursue you, right? If you say shit. That's freedom of speech, right? But how many cats are getting pursued now? How many people are being taken off of? I mean, look, I'm not siding with Donald Trump, but he got taken off. He got taken off.
And I was always my concern with, like, even if he said outlandish shit, is if it can happen to him, it can happen to anybody. And if it happens to one person, it's gonna happen to two, and if it happens to 2, 3, 4, and then the domino just keep rolling down, and then you're just gonna have whatever people want to hear. And that's not how it's supposed to work. Like, you should have a difference of opinions, even if you don't agree with somebody. That person who you don't agree with should still be able to speak. But now they're taking it to a whole nother level because you got a bunch of smart people who got together who beat you at your own game.
Facts. You fucking mad, you pussy loser.
Exactly. So you're whining. You're being a big baby about it, asking for regulation, which is just laughable. And then it just shows that how much influence they have is they could go and take off of Discord or off of Reddit. And it's a scary thing. Now, I've seen a lot of posts today, leave Robinhood. Do not fuck with Robinhood. And this might backlash on Robinhood.
First of all, I was reading articles that was saying that they're like a hedge fund for, I think it was I think I'm saying it wrong, but I'm hoping like Citadel or Citadel.
Citadel, I think it is.
Yeah, and they're a huge fucking hedge fund company, and they're basically hooking those fools up with all of this information and basically telling them how people are betting in Robinhood so that they could go out and make the opposite bets. Bro, fuck that. That's bullshit. And I don't even think you were talking about lawsuit. Lawsuit what? I'm sure Robinhood and those fools got lawyers for days. They could keep that shit and keep on like 10, pushing 20, the date back. Years. Yeah, we going for whatever, bro. What's our lawsuit gonna do, right? I mean, I'm even pissed off at the judge who said that it was okay to not reinstate Parler. Like, bro, what are you talking about?
It's crazy because like, with Parler, they were on the Amazon's servers.
Mm-hmm. So, that's what they were using?
They were using Amazon server because Amazon has a big server farm where they lend their servers out to companies. So you could ban. So that's why, like, since Parler stopped working was because I didn't have any servers. So like, even if it got taken off of the Play Store or got taken off of iTunes,
Apple,
they would still be able to function because their network is still up on.
Right. So like servers. You could go to the internet.
Since Amazon came through and said, no, you can't be on our servers anymore.
The shit was broken.
That's when everything went to shit. But like, fuck these hedge fund guys,
bro.
Like,
seriously.
Like, we gotta. I hope these Wall Street guys, they keep doing what they're doing. I hope people pay attention. And
you mean the Reddit feed guys?
They're limiting you from trading any of that stock.
Mm-hmm. Anything they recommended.
Mind blowing.
Anything they recommended. And imagine, bro, it was crazy. Like, it would have been one thing if they were trading like X video or trading like child porn. Bro, they were literally trading GameStop. Like the most stupidest, easiest, like happy-go-lucky shit that you could ever fucking imagine. And it's like, that shit lasted less than an hour. Oh, you guys are winning? Fuck you. That's it. We're shutting you down.
They talk about they want to do a 30-day hold on GameStop. So now you're gonna now you're forcing the stock price to drop, just so these guys could get some of their money back.
Wow.
So it gets kind of fucked up.
Not only that, bro, you know what sucks? Because of everything that's been going on, and I'm surprised that GameStop like didn't jump. What's that? GameFly, right? GameFly. I don't like GameFly because GameFly's membership is super expensive. But if GameFly figured out a way to do something like Netflix, like you could play all the games you want, right, for $20, I think it would kill. I'm surprised that GameStop didn't jump on that bandwagon, right? What I found alarming was during COVID, GameStop went bankrupt. How's that even possible? When everybody was buying systems and games, and I mean, look, there's so many TikToks of so many chicks hating on dudes playing Call of Duty, but I feel like Call of Duty's chat shit is the last thing we got left. Where you can say whatever the fuck you want, no one judges, everybody knows it's wild, but fuck it, it's a bunch of dudes who gives a fuck, and the ages range from 11 to 40, 50.
The scary part about that too is PlayStation is gonna start monitoring those things. Because
so now you get hate speech and your shit get taken down.
Because a kid, supposedly he committed suicide because he was getting bullied.
But, okay, let me rewind the tape on that. I'm not going to not say that wasn't, it doesn't sound like a good idea to kind of regulate because of that. Bro, mute, right? There's a button on the thing, mute, bro. You know how many, bro, I don't even play with a fucking microphone. And I don't even, I don't play with a microphone. I play with the volume down to 0 because I know the map's like the back of my hand. And it's like, you don't have to listen, right? So now you're going to, bro, you know what it feels like? A lot of like Big Brother stuff is happening, bro.
It's a scary thing. Like to keep saying it, it's a scary thing. And
bro, I'm moving to Canada.
I don't know where we're going.
I'm moving to Canada, bro.
I really don't know where we're going because like I was having a discussion, like I know we've been talking about it for a while now with COVID. It's just like even with this Wall Street shit, what's gonna happen? No matter what information we give people, no matter how many facts, no matter how much something is, people always gonna rebuttal and rebuke something. And it's a weird thing for me. And sometimes like I think about it, and when I'm thinking about it, I have a headache because my brain can't wrap around that. Here's our facts, and then you got people trying to argue the facts, and it's like you're wasting your energy fighting something that's 99%. Why are you wasting your energy on that? Let's go fix another problem that's like 20% that needs to probably be at 90%. And it's weird for me. Like I have a problem with it.
No, I agree, bro. I don't even know. I mean, I think it's created so much more fake news, right? Because now the average Joe who's not really paying attention has no idea. I talk to my fam and my friends and they say shit and I'm like, bro, what are you reading? What are you reading? That's not true. That's not true. That's not true. You're bugging out, right? Like we have the facts and then we have everything else.
Exactly. It's to me, like I've done a good job of not being emotional about things because that's the only rational way to look at certain situations. Because if you're emotional about something, no matter what somebody tells you, you're going to just disagree with that person or fight that person on that thing. So like these guys, like the hedge fund guys right now are reacting emotionally because they just lost bread.
Right. Exactly. And you're not even supposed to play with emotion in the market, which is funny that they're acting like bitches.
Exactly. So they're running to whoever their lobbyists are, saying, talk to Joe, talk to whoever is in power, talk to your Congress people, talk to the House Speaker, whoever the fuck you could talk to, so we can regulate this shit so the little guy never has a chance to do this shit again.
That's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
That's why I've been watching this Homeboy lately. I forgot his name. Is the Indian kid, the Indian dude. He's a little. I know he's old. He's older than I think you and me. He's like I can't say his name. What's
his deal? He's like a stock guy, an inspiration guy.
He's like a business guy. And he just like he says it. He's like, you guys got punched in the mouth. Suck it up.
Yeah.
And keep it moving,
bro. Beat the game.
The fact that the system flipped on you.
Yeah. Bro, Mark Cuban had to come out of the fucking lane and be like, what the fuck is going on? My kid is trading this stock right now. He's literally like, bro, I had to change my whole fucking portfolio just in case. Just in case. Like, that's crazy that Mark Cuban is trying to side with the small fry. Now, granted, every time somebody tries to say something, they'll be like, well, they're just trying to get hits or trying to get views. But I fuck with Cuban all day. Cuban was a poor guy. He made it. And if you listen to his story, like, super self-made. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing about Cuban that was given to him. And I love how every time he's at a game, he's in a t-shirt and jeans. Boy has millions and millions of dollars. He could be, billions, excuse me, thank you. He could be basically in Tom Ford from,
head to toe.
Facts. And homeboy's wearing probably like a $10 t-shirt and like some $100 jeans, right? And it's just like, where we at? Like, this is so crazy. And the only word that you could think of is scary because now you're fixing the game to beat the small guy? Like, damn, we can't. How much are we going to lose? How much are you gonna make us lose here?
The only way to do it is we gotta get up there. Like Mark Cuban could do his part, but if it's Mark Cuban versus 100 billion,
I agree.
We gotta because there's like, excuse me, there's millionaires. Like the millionaires gonna be the middle class soon. So you got to get to the 100 million. Hundreds of millions. Just be above that, and then we got to just get in, like what the Wall Street guys did. The Wall Street Bets, Reddit, whatever. That there has to be groups like that. There has to be 2 million people. If they all had $150 million each or $200 million each, that's when you start making a little bit of noise because nobody pays attention until you start messing with their money.
Nope.
So the fact that they start messing with their money, and it just shows like I think Robin Hood might get shut down. Like just
they should totally get shut down. What they pulled was nonsense.
Exactly.
They should have stood on the side. You're just a platform. How are you getting involved to control the market? Like them stopping it, they control the market. not people getting together and rallying and buying. That wasn't controlling the market. The market's organic. It does what it does, right? Tomorrow's GameStop and next day is Tesla. Next day is Apple. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, it has ways of correcting itself. They should have got smarter and they should have figured out a better way of competing. Not like crying to your mom like, oh, you hit me. And then boom, you know, the principal gets involved and shit. Is like, okay, all you guys right now, you in detention.
I think one of the hedge funds got to, if everything goes through and nothing goes fuckboy, which it looks like it's gonna be fuckboy, but if it doesn't, they're gonna look to lose like $10 billion. Fuck them. Yeah,
bro, I'm tired of these guys getting rich, bro. You know what's so funny? I started to think about this because I was like freaking out. You know how they say the greatest lie the devil ever pulled was making everybody believe that he didn't exist. Mm-hmm. You know what's the best trick the government makes you think? The government makes you think that you're going to be rich one day, right? So in making you think that you're going to be rich one day, they tell you, hey, Bernie Sanders is a terrible person. He wants to stop billionaires from becoming billionaires. You know how hard is it to become a millionaire? It actually, there's a statistic, and I'm like 80% of this. It takes the average person that's grinding 12 years to become a millionaire, to reach 1 million, okay? How long do you think it takes to become a billionaire? It's probably impossible. It's probably impossible, right? But yet, we had one guy banging on our chest that we should have all supported, who's actually looking to regulate and to change all of this shit, and we believed the storyline that the government fed us, like, oh, he's trying to be socialist and he's trying to take away people's money, and it's bullshit. It's bullshit because he's only fucking with the mega rich. The chances of an average Joe becoming mega rich is so hard. Like, you literally have to wake up every goddamn day at 3 a.m. You're probably gonna have to work like 17 jobs. You're probably gonna have to create something to even get there. Right? Like, look at Elon Musk.
You gotta be more. Sorry to cut you off.
No, that's good. I
think, like, because I'm really into the rich dad poor dad thing now.
Oh, that shit is fire. By the way, it's a must read for anyone.
I just think that I agree with somewhat of your approach of what you're trying to get to. It's just that I think if people were more financially literate,
I agree with that. I agree.
It could be a little bit different.
Bro, think about this. That book was written, what, let's say 20 years ago? You read it cover to cover?
Yeah.
Bro, there's nothing but nuggets of information in that thing, bro. Like straight gold. Like how to buy a place, how to manage the place, what to do with the place. You don't have to manage it. You can hire somebody. Yet no one owns a home. Yet no one mortgages a crib. Like, it's crazy. Like, literally, that is probably the fastest way for us to get there, and no one's even trying it. And I get what you're saying. Like, if you can't beat them, join them. We should be becoming more wealthy, instead of trying to stay in the middle.
I think we should become wealthy, and then disrupt those barriers while going up the ladder.
Yes,
I think we need more people like similar to like a Mark Cuban. We need more of those
self-made guys. Yes,
don't get eaten up by the corporate
nonsense,
corporate world, or get eaten up by another, billionaire on the way up. I just think that we need more people who have values of building something from the ground up. And I think we're getting there, but it's just at a slow, very slow drip, because money corrupts people, and those people are still still in power. And it might be another 20, maybe another 30, maybe another 40 years until those guys, people die off and new people come up. But I think we can accelerate the process by educating each other, by people actually, like what the Wall Street people did, the Wall Street bets guys did. They got together, they worked together, they did some shit. And I know that it got shut down or whatever the case may be, but there's going to be other things that they can do, or what other groups of people can do to amass that kind of wealth and make a dent into certain things. I think we need to get there.
I got to tell you this, right? We got to stop buying fucking PS5s. We got to stop buying flat screens TVs. We got to start fucking going into the market. I forgot what the number is, bro. It's less than 20% of people that actually have money in the market. Yep. And when you talk to people about the stock market, they're so fearful and so unknowledgeable about it. They go, oh, that's not true. You can't make money in the market. That's only for rich people. You know how many times I've heard people say, oh, well, you have to buy 100 shares, right? Like, no, bro. You could buy one fucking share.
Yep.
You go buy one share. Oh, but you don't get earnings if you buy one share. I'm like, that's bullshit. Who gives a fuck about an earning? An earning's gonna be $1.25. You don't need that. Go buy Amazon. Listen, it's called FANG. FAANG. Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, Google. That's your portfolio. You won't go bad, bro. And the tech stock has been holding up our economy through all of this shit. Bro, I could go through my mind right now, bro. It doesn't matter what you're into. Nike crushes. Fucking Starbucks crushes. Costco crushes.
If you want to do it real simple, you just do what Warren Buffett says. You go to the S&P 500.
Mm-hmm.
It goes up every year.
And then just put your money in that. That's fact. Yeah, that's it. He's another guy, by the way. He's another guy, by the way, that I kind of fuck with. But then I just heard this new story that made me nervous about. Apparently, I don't know how true this is, but apparently Biden pulled that pipeline from happening because Buffett owns all the railroads are around the surrounding areas. But for the most part, I mess with Buffett because he does give you some sound advice on how to manage money and how to be, like you said, financially literate. You know,
that's it. That's what you gotta do. You know, just make sure you set your kids up for the next, which is my next thing I'm trying to do. You know, like I wasn't set up, but I'm gonna make sure my kids are
right. Set up. Yes, I agree.
You know? And it's just little things like that. Like I think us as a people, I even talk to my friends this way. I think we need to be more accountable to ourselves to big each other up, because if we big each other up and you move together, you already know you understand where I'm at, what my morals are. Yep. And we don't got to worry about anything with any fuckboy shit going on, because we're gonna be making money together. When we make money together, people flourish. So
it's unstoppable. I'm telling you, that's the problem. They have us so divided, worry about our skin color, our fucking political agenda, or what fucking TV show we like, what movie we don't like.
I'm wearing the best. I'm wearing Gucci.
And it just keeps us divided.
iPhone, I got the new Samsung.
And we're clowning on guys who don't have it, right? Oh, you got a 7? I got a 25, bro. An Apple 25. What you doing? And I'm telling you, that's what I said. I don't know how closely you follow Twitter, but right when BLM started to take serious momentum, there was this day, and you probably heard of it, the blackout day.
Yeah,
they need to start doing more of that shit, which is fuck you, we're not buying shit. You know what, we suspend. Imagine how much money Amazon would lose if nobody had Amazon Prime. Imagine. Right? Right. If you're not buying shit all day every day, you don't really need Prime. What is it to pay $10 on the shipping, right? Like a little extra. If you're only buying, I know people who have Prime who probably don't even order shit like that, right? But you get it just in case.
Just in case, because you want your shit in 2 days.
Right. And you get smacked in the face right out the gate for that $100. It's not like Netflix that they give you that monthly shit, right? But these are the things, right? We need to start boycotting goods. The same way we need to get it back to our original founding fathers before they started writing lies down. That Boston Tea Party shit, we need to get on that same shit. You know what? We don't want your goods anymore. We'll throw them shits in the toilet. Stop copying all this stuff, because a lot of this stuff is made in other countries that they get. A pair of Nikes, I love Nike, but a pair of Nikes probably really costs $5 to make. Meanwhile, you're selling me a pair of LeBrons for $225.
Yep.
Right? Come on.
I remember when Jordans used to be $100.
Yeah. Bro, remember when sneakers were $100? There's no such thing as a sneaker as $100 no more.
You got a dope shit that you want anyway.
No, bro, the cheapest sneaker right now is those Air Max 270s, and that shit is $150. That's cheap. Basketball, forget about it, bro.
165.
Yeah. And then if it gets sold out, the resell on the remarket on StockX or any of that shit, you know what I mean? It's just going through the roof. And I think, to be honest with you, not only becoming more financial literate, we also need to stop making these dudes rich, bro, by consuming their products, bro. It's crazy, man. It's so.
I think you should support products and
that you believe in. Of course,
right. And they're benefiting you or benefiting what you believe in and what you support. But when you got these fucking guys who are just taking advantage of us, that's what we got to band together. And it's just the thing is that the common person doesn't care about these kind of
they don't care. They don't. I have a friend, and I talk to him a lot. He's like, I don't care. I'm like, bro, but so and so. And this shit is I don't. Okay, so what? Like they're good.
90% of things.
Yes, they're good.
It's a 90% of people who do think like that.
Yeah.
Because it has enough. Once it affects them, then they want to pay attention.
But the funny thing is that it does. It just doesn't affect them on a large scale, right? Like it's affecting your brother, your sister, your cousin, your brethren somewhere else, something somewhere else, all this other stuff. You know what I mean? Like I just don't understand, bro. Like, you know, we could go on this shit for hours and hours and hours, but America right now, like you were saying, to pull it full circle, is trending not only on a civil war, but I think we're starting to see the end here. The writing is getting on the wall, bro.
You try like,
especially with the expansion of growth in one department, right? Like,
because they're trying to like, I don't want to demonize somebody being successful and wealthy. Like, you shouldn't be demonized for that. But you should be demonized for how you got to that point.
Correct.
So like, you know, no matter what, it's like if somebody is a good billionaire, they're still going to be lumped in with the other billionaire who was a dick and fucked the shit up.
Right. Like we could say like Cuban, maybe Musk, good guys. Bezos, terrible. Some of these hedge fund managers, terrible. The Nancy Pelosi's of the world, the Jeffrey Epsteins of the world, you know, all these dudes that are doing $100 million money.
Exactly. But like you like if you get there, you don't want to be lumped in with those guys. That's the thing. So like I don't want to demonize making money and being successful and being wealthy. We just got, as a people, have to decipher that.
I agree, and I think that is the language, because it's very confusing. That's the language that I'm telling you they threw on Bernie Sanders, because you know what I mean. Like I love you, Elon Musk, right? And I know you killing it, and even Jeff Bezos. But at what point, more than $100 billion is enough?
True.
Right? Like you don't need $500 billion, bro. Like now I'm changing my narrative, because I used to be more on the support on the other side. But the thing that gets me mad is that I would be fine with it if you let other dudes come in the building, but they don't let other dudes come in the building. So you know what? Now I'm switching sides. Fuck y'all, because that's not fair. That's not fair. Let dudes do what the fuck they want to do. This is supposed to be America. It's called freedom, but there ain't no freedom here. There isn't. There's an illusion of freedom. I mean, I was telling this to Tab. Even the Constitution's a joke. All men are created equal. Bullshit. You have the right to pursue happiness. Bullshit. Liberty. None of that. None of that is real. They literally signed that shit while they had slaves. You know what I mean? Like, how can you write some shit down? Like, yeah, go faster for me, brother. All men make created equal. Bullshit, bro. You wildin'. You know, you got fucking Benjamin Franklin stealing from fucking the original Tesla guy and making it stealing all his documents. Like, these dudes were frauds. They were frauds.
And the tough part is, like, I know there's been some like videos I've seen, like how billionaires said that they wouldn't mind getting taxed more money if they knew the government was going to do a good job with the money.
Right. That's another problem.
That's the issue. So like you have people who don't know what to do with money. So
agreed.
Like in the book. So I bring it up again.
No, it's cool.
Dad, he says
must read.
He says that like the government is wasting money because they don't want it to show that they can have an excess of money. Isn't
that crazy? So if they buy 1,000 pens and the next year they only use 50, they're still going to order 1,000 pens because they can't short that shit. And it gets so stupid as that. They need to keep the budgets where they're at. So then they just spend money ridiculously. And we don't even know. There's tons of Netflix docs that there's like $900 million or maybe more that's spent annually. That's on our annual budget. That's not even accounted for. Not even accounted for. It just shows up. It's like, now here you go. There's no pencils, pens, books. We bought some dudes. We bought some. It's just pow. The credit card charge. There you go. Here, turn that shit in. And that's the thing. Part. Yeah. It's just so sad, bro. And listen to the viewers. I don't know where we're at, 9, 10, or 2. Bro, start getting your money game up and start focusing. And the problem is that, you know, a lot of these baby boomers really got to enjoy the good times of America, and no one else really is. No one else really is. You know, I know a lot of baby boomers that are chilling right now. Maybe not our parents, and maybe not in New York, but in Cali, they're doing good. They're doing good. All these guys got homes. All these guys got accounts. All these guys got, you know, cars that they handle. Like, I don't know, bro.
They were set up. That their parents probably set them up. So we got to do the same thing.
Yeah.
For the most part, we got to do the same thing. We got to bring, your brothers and sisters up in the sense of the people who are like you and share the same
views. Yes. Well, before I have a fucking stroke and a heart attack about this, let me try to get excited about something else. So we got a bunch of dudes. We last week we did running backs, right? And we couldn't even really dial in a running back because the window life of a running back is 2 years, and them staying on a team isn't that long. It's crazy how much mobility we're gonna see at the quarterback position this season, or this up and coming season. We got a couple of guys on the market. The one that shocks me the most, and we'll start with him last, but I just want to bring him up. I can't believe Aaron Rodgers can potentially be on the block. Like, that's so crazy when you think about it, right? But we know for sure, Watson and Stafford
100% they're moving.
Right. I was speaking about financial literacy. I was looking at some of the money in these guys' contracts. Fuck, Stafford and Watson are geniuses, bro. They signed mega deals, and some of the dead money. Guys,
and Stafford's deal is going to be is chump change now. In
right,
the market.
right. Because of the back end shit, he's almost finished. But the thing is that the Lions are going to have to eat a lot of that contract, and the Houston Texans are going to have to eat a lot of that contract,
especially for Deshaun, because
Deshaun just signed it
2 years ago.
Yes. All right, so let's start with Deshaun. In your opinion, Deshaun a great fit for the Jets or not a great fit?
It depends, because it was like how I talked about last week.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about Elected. Yeah.
As long as you get him for,
a reasonable price
on the cheap.
Mm-hmm.
You could trade, let's say, Sam Darnold and first and a second round pick.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be okay. But you can't trade 3 first round picks,
right,
2 second round picks,
right,
3 third round picks.
Right.
You can't do that.
I was doing the math. The last guy who got the big money, or not the big money, the big trade value was Carson Palmer. And Carson Palmer got traded for a first round pick, not a first overall pick, a first round pick and a second pick. Right? That doesn't seem like expensive. Same thing with Bradford. Bradford was kind of low, and then there was another guy, I'm drawing a blank, but there was 3 dudes that they were trying to make the space for it. I think that Deshaun, like you were saying with Melo, I don't think the Houston Texans could give a shit about what he's gonna tell them. And they, as an organization, are gonna have to get the most value for him because he's in the prime of his career.
Yeah, but he has no trade clause.
I get, but look, even if they try to ship him to the Jets, I mean, look, they could go crazy and they could bench him, right? And be like, look, fuck you, stay here. We're gonna pay you anyway. I'm just saying they could do something radical like that. Not that they would, but
I don't think they will. This just doesn't make any sense.
The problem is who's going to give more for Deshaun, right? So you got the Colts in the running, okay? I don't know if the Texans are going to automatically let him go to Indianapolis because they don't want to get fucked with. You got the Niners in the building, right? Yep. You got the Jets in the building. They were even talking about the Steelers.
They have you want to hear an interesting one that I heard today?
Tell me.
You trade him to Jacksonville straight up for the number 1 overall pick.
Wow. But if I'm Deshaun, I don't do that deal. We're not going to win it. Just this is the thing, right? We just talked about it the other day. You said there was only 2 first-round overall picks who ever went to a fucking Super Bowl, and both last name is Manning. So to me, I know
with Jacksonville, you got weapons there. You got a good receiving core. You got a good second-year running back in James Robinson. The O-line is good, and then you have $100 million in cap space.
I know that, but I just feel like Jacksonville doesn't have the culture nor the coaching to win.
Myers doing.
I know we're gonna see. But Urban Myers has been teaching kids. I mean, ask Chip Kelly how the Eagles experiment went. He was out of there in 1 hour.
Well, it was going good until they made him the GM.
Right. You don't think they're gonna fucking give Urban Meyer that kind of power? They're gonna totally give Urban Meyer that kind of power.
Not, but
if I'm Urban Meyer, there's no way Urban Meyer did not sign that deal without getting something like that.
At least Urban Meyer has a track record of being successsual everywhere he's went.
Only in college, though. Only in college.
But he's never had a bad season.
We'll see.
Everywhere he's won, he's won.
To be honest, I don't really like. If I was a GM, I would not. And this is gonna sound a little crazy for me. I would not take chances. I would make a college coach an offensive coordinator. I would not make a college coach a head coach. You don't have the experience, my friend. You need to come in here. You need to show me. You need to prove it. Like LaFleur, in my opinion, got lucky because he got Aaron Rodgers, right? And for the most part, the Green Bay institution is phenomenal, right? From top to bottom, they're known for doing shit, properly. In Jacksonville, they have a problem. I mean, prior to COVID, they had a problem with attendance. Right? So, like, I think that the organization, I would not do that deal. And I'm not saying that the Jets are any better, but this new coach looks, I mean, I've watched him on the sidelines. He's amazing. I don't know if you ever watched the Niners play. This guy is no joke. I mean, he's in, no. The defensive coach.
Saleh?
Yeah, bro. He's jumping up and down. He's smacking asses. You would think he's in the game. He's running up and down the field. Like, so I'm saying, like, from a coach perspective, and at least New York is not. I mean, they're silly. I mean, I'll be honest with you. If I had to pick, I would take the Colts if I was him, or I would take the Niners. Right? I would go with Shanahan. At least Shanahan has a stable of dudes. You know, that's gonna be popping over there.
Yep. You made Kirk Cousins look like a fucking all-star.
Right.
So if you can make Matt Ryan look like an all-star, you made him MVP. So if you can make those two quarterbacks MVPs candidates.
Really, really quick, what you were talking about, I'm surprised that nobody's talking about Matt Ryan not being on the block.
True. Like,
right? Because they was
there.
They all screwed up.
I'm surprised not a total rebuild, like trading Julio.
Yes.
Trade Matt Ryan.
Dump everybody.
Go.
Bye. We're done. I'll keep Gage and I'll keep Ridley. And then that's it. I'll get rid of that defense who can't keep, the game tight.
Nosebleed.
No, nothing. Right?
Yep.
So let me ask you another question, right? Because we're going to try to stay as New York centric as possible. If you were picking, would you take, I think I know the answer. Would you take Deshaun or would you take Stafford?
You would only take Deshaun because he's younger.
But don't you think you could probably get cheaper for Stafford and then probably have an opportunity to, I feel like if you took Stafford, you'd pay less.
Well, you are, because he's in the contract for the next 2 years. So this season coming up, he'll be $21 million.
Right.
And then the next year is $23 million.
But remember, you're talking about Deshaun or you're talking about Stafford?
Stafford.
But remember, Stafford is going to get paid by Detroit most of that money. So you probably on the hook for $5 million of that. And the next year,
all that money. They're going to probably pay a small portion, but the majority of that money you got to pay anyway. But what I'm saying is that he's going to be on the books for whatever, $16 million this year.
Okay, yeah.
You still got to pay the $23 million the next year after.
But they got cap space, right? Don't they always yell about that?
But here's the issue. So, like, if Matthew Stafford balls,
mm-hmm.
he's not going to play that last year of his contract. He's going to want an extension.
These guys, bro.
That's all managed. That's all your reps. Your agents.
I would fire your ass. I'm like, bro, you signed the contract. You see this? Do you see your name right here? Your name is signed right here. You're Jen Hancock. Sorry, bro.
That's how it works. Because that's why Aaron Rodgers is talking about, like, if you don't show me a commitment, I'm out. I want a contract extension. Okay, so
out of those three Jets, right? And they would never get Rodgers. Would you take Rodgers?
I don't think Rodgers would want to go there.
Right? Okay, so now you heard we're jumping around a little bit. So now you heard the new rumors? What? Fucking Bill Belichick pulls the trigger and gets Aaron Rodgers. And then probably probably go get like one or two receivers, draft a running back, and all of a sudden now, voila, we have an offense.
You probably get like 3 years.
And they're gonna get like 5 out of the 8 guys that didn't play. So here comes their defense back, right? All of a sudden, it looks like the AFC, East is a problem because you got Miami, you got Buffalo, and then you got boom.
Yep. And then you got Deshaun, who might want to go to the Dolphins,
right?
Too, and they trade two Dolphins and the first round pick this year, and then they could do that.
Do you think, again, we're going to stick with the Jets thing here. This is what I was thinking. Do you think you don't get any of these guys and then just build it slowly? Because it's going to take 2 years regardless. Like, why would you get rid of your draft capital when, let's say, you could take that 2, trade back, get a couple, right? And really build some teams. And then maybe the next year, the following year, maybe pursue another quarterback that could be available.
Unless you have the utmost confidence in Sam Darnold moving forward, you got to get one of those guys. You got to get either Stafford or Watson, because you're not winning in the NFL without a quarterback.
So from what you've seen, you don't believe, right?
The thing is that Jets have been a bad organization for
right.
a very long time. So like, unless Robert Saleh could really turn it around and he sees something in Sam Darnold that other people haven't seen, and he turned the offense around, the defense, could play better because they were kind of dominant like 3 years ago to just defense.
Bro, they every few years they go ham.
Yeah.
I mean, they should have never let go of their safety. He was a huge reason why they were so dominant.
So if Sam Darnold could come back around, if you could get a decent OC and you get him skill position players, you know what? You could trade back, go get him a Julio, get him an OBJ,
yes,
get him a legit one. Get him a good running back. Frank Gore, you did.
Bro, you know who I want? You know who's on my shit? Fucking, and you tell me if he's too old. I would get Mark Ingram.
You can't, but he's again. That's another guy.
Too old.
Tread on those wheels.
Right. I got you.
A younger guy. So you get a guy in the third round, fourth round. You know, your last probably 3 picks, you probably pick two running backs and see what happens from there. Sign a guy off one of the practice squads, so you probably see. You know, wait till preseason if they have a preseason this year. You know, you get somebody off somebody else's team. You know, because the running back is just interchangeable, as we've seen when we try to do the list. But get him a better tight end, because Chris Herndon last year was okay, but
he sucks. He was a goose egg. He's terrible. Like he's a just potato, bro.
So
baked potato.
I don't see. I can see a scenario where nobody goes to the Jets.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Because there's just too much to do. Like if Deshaun goes to New York, right? You're potentially going to lose that first round pick, right?
Correct. But which is okay, because
the value, sure, yeah. You got a proven commodity over an unproven commodity. Yeah. I got that. Then you're probably going to lose your second round pick, right? Which
it don't have to be this year. They could do something the year after that.
That would be nice. Sure, that would be nice.
This year's draft.
But let's say they do the second. How much more you think you're going to have to pay for Deshaun? Another number one? Like two number ones and a 2?
But if you give up Sam Darnold, you probably do Sam Darnold, 1 first round pick and 1 second round pick.
Because automatically they have a quarterback. So it's like almost a straight up thing plus a little more.
Exactly. It's a weird situation.
So, okay, boom. We get Watson, right? Let's say we lose all that. Where the fuck are we going to get players now? Right? Because now you're going to sign everybody. Yep. That's crazy. That means you're going to have to go to free agency. And free agency I'm not going to say it doesn't work, but it's very expensive. Right? Money goes up. Money dries up quick.
Yeah, but you got $100 million in cap space. You'll figure it out. You can get a whole bunch of B- guys.
Yeah, we do. We need some B's.
You know, or C+ dudes who Deshaun is going to make B-.
Well, listen, we already know. What's that dude? Will Fuller. Sorry, homeboy is aight. And he make him look like a goddamn all-star. Exactly. I mean, the fact that he threw 30 touchdowns last year is ridiculous on a garbage team.
And almost 5,000 yards. So you get him a better tight end. You go get him Hunter Henry.
Right. You know, Hunter Henry's probably going to be cheap, right? Because he probably has some injury concerns and stuff like that. So he might come at a deal.
Exactly.
You know, I was looking at too. There's a lot of wide receivers available too. You know, T.Y. Hilton's available. Juju Smith-Schuster is available. Allen Robinson's available. They got some dudes. Like you could probably buy a couple cats if you make that trade.
If you want, you could get a real thing. Bring them in on
a trial type of
contract. AJ Green,
right?
Him in.
You
know, veteran possession.
Yep.
Savvy. You know.
Right. You got to think. You got to bring in some guys that have like a little bit of a flaw that kind of bring down the value on them, and then give an opportunity. Yeah. Tell me.
You're gonna have next year. I mean, you're gonna have. You could probably get Chris Godwin away from Tampa.
Right. That was another big name. If they win the Super Bowl, you know he's hitting free agency.
Kenny Galladay.
Right, another guy. So those are the top 5 guys, I would say.
Yeah, but I think he's gonna stay. I think he might stay. I think he's gonna
even if Stafford moves. I don't think so. I think if Stafford moves, he wouldn't want to sign. He's not gonna want to stay there unless they give him big money.
It doesn't matter. He's under. They probably franchise tag him.
I forgot about all that shit.
Remember, you're basically trapped with an organization for 7 years.
Okay.
Minimum of 7. If you know.
Right.
If you're a first round pick, you get the 5th year option. Then the 2 more years after that, you could franchise you twice. So basically 7 years they could trap you, kind of thing. Unless you make ruffle some feathers. What are
your thoughts on Juju? No bueno?
That's a possession guy. I would get him. I would get him if I could get Kenny Galladay. I would get Juju. So now
Antonio Brown's going to be a free agent too. Not that we need him in New York, but that's another guy that's going to be available.
but with him and Juju, because remember they have a little bit of beef.
Oh, okay.
So that if you're gonna try to get him, then
You got to get somebody else differently.
or
Right.
who knows? Because Will Fuller, even though Will Fuller is you could bring him as your speed guy, bring in AJ Green as your possession guy, get Hunter Henry as your over the middle guy, and now you have a solid offense.
Right. And you still got the guy from last year.
And then you just cycle out the offense. Get Trent Williams, that'll be your left tackle.
Yeah, they need some offensive line guys, and there's a lot of offensive line dudes that are going to be available too.
So you could do, and you could do the opposite. You could do the Colts approach and the Cowboys approach. Go get your fucking star-studded offensive line
From the draft, or from buying it.
and buy it. Buy it, because Deshaun Watson's done all that shit in
With
Houston
garbage.
with no offense.
With Larry Tunsil.
Exactly. So you get a beast-ass offensive line. The defense is already solid. The Jets defense is solid. You get a beast-ass offensive line. You get yourself 3 running backs. So just by committee, get yourself a little third down specialist. And then you just get wide receivers all over the place. You could get a lot of veterans on decent deals. I think you could get AJ Green on a $10 million deal. You know, you could get Will Fuller another like an $8-9 million deal, $12 million deal. You could get these guys and just fill in.
Do you think with these free agent wide receivers, right? You think Godwin is the best of the pack that we just mentioned?
Maybe, but again, he had Mike Evans.
So you're talking
And he had
about
OJ
right.
Howard.
Got you. And he got fucking Gronk and Brait and all these other dudes that probably
so, like,
take away attention.
Win those one-on-one matches, and he looked a little shaky on Sunday.
Yeah, he looked a little shaky last Sunday too. You know, he
so
dropped
he
a couple
could-
of short fire passes.
Exactly. So, like, who knows where that comes into play? So
out of all those receivers, who do you like the most? Let's say,
if I had
like
to
as a
pick
number one guy.
I probably would take a chance on AJ Green.
Okay.
I think he really didn't play that much last year. I think he still has a lot left in the tank. He's just disinterested. He's been in Cincinnati. They haven't really been doing anything. They haven't made any noise going far into the playoffs. He had Andy Dalton, and he had Joe Burrow this year, but they had too many up and coming receivers in Cincinnati this year. With Tate and for the other kid's name, Jones.
85. The new.
So you have all those guys over there. So then the new coach really didn't believe, like wasn't there.
Right.
So
Do you think that he's injury prone, or you think that he's just not? He's just not a believer.
One bad year was injury, and then he was just disgruntled. There.
Got you.
So I'm pretty sure they held it against him.
Yeah, because I don't know. AJ Green is a monster. I don't know how he disappeared off the face of the earth like that. How old is he? He's over 30? Because if he's over 30, we ain't fucking with him.
I think he's around 30.
Yeah, we can't.
30, 31.
Yeah,
you could get him
right
for
as
$6
peanuts.
million.
Right, you get him peanuts. Yeah, no, I agree.
Convince AJ Green to come to the Jets with Deshaun Watson. You're
That's
gonna
true.
tell me that AJ Green won't jump at that?
Nah, you're right. Even if you get an AJ Green and it doesn't work out, but you get a Hunter Henry kind of guy, now you have a really solid offense because you can get. I mean, if you get a good tight end and a good quarterback, you could build around that. A la KC, a la New England, like a lot of teams have done it. You
go and get Allen. You can even get Allen Robinson.
Right. That's what a lot of Jet fans are clamming for. They've been wanting Allen Robinson. They thought they were going to make a trade for him.
On one side.
Yeah.
You could even hit Antonio Brown. What's up? You
Right.
$5 million.
Yeah, come through.
Going over. You could rebuild that whole thing, and make sure you rebuild that whole O line. Give fucking across the board. Whoever's fucking beast, you paid them, and whoever's not, you get changed out. We're gonna get some people in there. And it's just gonna be a weird thing for the Jets.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a weird thing. Like I said before, it could be a situation where nobody comes.
Right. What about let's play that scenario out, right? Nobody comes. The second round pick. Did you see Mel Kiper's mock draft?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if Justin Fields is the guy.
No. He wants he's saying that the wide receiver is coming to the Jets.
Devontae Smith.
Yeah, and then just figure out some other shit. Just draft some other fool later, because he's just like the next best coming of sliced bread when it comes. It's like drafting Julio, right?
True.
Draft Julio, because even if Matt Ryan, I mean not Matt Ryan, even if damn, why am I drawing a blank? What's the name of Sam Darnold? Even if Sam Darnold is garbage, right? I'm sure with a player like that, it's gotta elevate his game.
For sure.
Right? Like if you had better players, like Sam Darnold really doesn't got nobody to throw to.
And if you do what I say with Watson, you get him a good offensive line, and think he'll be all right.
Yeah.
You know, you got him beat up. He's running all over the place. You got him running for his life, basically. You know, he just has to. I think when you get hit as much as he's gotten hit.
Who, Donald?
Sam Darnold. A la David Carr.
Right. You could even go one higher. Andrew Luck had to fucking quit because he was getting his ass whooped too much.
Exactly. And then the one time that they got him on the offensive line, he
crushed. Oh, that's right. He walked away. He's got the greatest D line. The Colts got the best D line and the best O line in the whole building.
And he retires. So you could. Who knows what the psyche you've done to Sam Darnold already?
Yeah, that's what I was saying, man.
Even maybe the Colts are player for Sam Darnold.
Wow, that actually would be really good.
You know, they give you a second round pick for
right, because Frank Wright is supposedly the new quarterback whisperer. It's crazy too because now we think about it, bro. Carson Wentz might be available. Like, there's gonna be a lot. This is gonna be like a quarterback heavy trade off season where guys are gonna. There's like you have an option. You don't have to like give away everything for, let's say, a Watson or Stafford. You could maybe go below the radar. I'm not saying that Wentz is going to be the end all be all, but there's going to be other guys.
And I don't see Aaron Rodgers going anywhere.
Really?
Just in the sense of where is he going to go?
All right, so watch. Look, I already told you where he's going to go. So let's rewind the tape really quick because we're going to be jumping around a little bit. You watched the Green Bay game?
Yeah.
What did you think? I mean,
I think he choked.
Well, okay, there you go. So then it's not the coach's fault.
No.
Okay. By the way, your boy, I'm going to put it like this because he's missing a couple. JPP was all over that motherfucker. Yep. JPP was wearing, it was like a cape on homeboy.
Like, he could have ran to the end zone.
He should have totally ran to the end zone. I don't know what he was thinking.
Or got close enough. Run, jump, and dive and get the ball as close as
Last week, he pulled the same play where he pump faked the fucking linebacker. The linebacker jumps into the sky. He runs into the house.
Exactly. So, I don't want to hear that the JPP was close to him, that he was getting chased down on the right side by somebody else. It's the NFC championship game.
Win or go home, baby.
Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Run your ass.
Okay. You're right. This is why I like talking to you. Is this a chink in his armor?
Yes.
Right?
For sure.
People got to stop saying he's a goat or a beast or whatever the fuck they use, whatever animal they try to describe Aaron Rodgers.
He's, I think, 7-8 in the playoffs since he won the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. So with the Super Bowl, he's 11-9. No, 11-8 with the Super Bowl run. And Tom Brady just came to the conference and has the same number of NFC championship games as you.
Mm-hmm. And smacked you.
Exactly. So cut it out. So
I'm done. Thank God, because I'm not an Aaron Rodgers fan. When he tells motherfuckers to RELX, fuck you, bro.
Like, you haven't done enough to, like, and granted, they haven't done him a lot of favors.
Sure, right. The defense wasn't dope. They kept drafting players instead of maybe signing guys that would give him an opportunity.
So, like, I mean, they waited got an edge rusher for him, but they got they drafted a quarterback, with the first round pick.
By the way, their front office, I don't know what the hell they're doing, and
they don't pay.
Nobody. Yeah. If you got to get paid, you got to go, bro. They try to pull that New England shit. Okay, so let's say all of that stuff, right? And you say where he's gonna go, and let's say New England. You automatically like New England, him and Belichick. Like that looks like a great marriage. It's win now, right?
Is he gonna be okay with Belichick call him out?
Well, it looks like I gotta be honest with you. Aaron Rodgers' composure and the way he handled everything, at least he didn't act like a bitch, because he could have threw everybody under the bus, including his coach. He stood quiet. He just, says, I'm not going to answer that. I'm not going to answer that, and pieced it out. Because LaFleur, that field goal didn't help them either on that 4th and 1.
They were trying. They were trying to play the clock game, but
you can't do that.
Tom Brady on the other side.
Yeah, you can't give the ball back to homeboy.
You got Tom Brady on the other side. So, like, you have one of the greatest closers of all time. You're gonna let him close the game, because granted, like, it's tough because, like, they just picked them off 3 times in a row. 3 straight possessions. So he's thinking that his defense is
better. Is better than right.
Is better. Also, not forget that Lazard dropped a 2-point conversion.
Yeah, that guy's out. Well, I knew that. That's why I dropped him on my fucking fantasy team. That guy had. We said it last week. Boy's got gator hands. Yep. Gator hands.
So that fucked up Aaron Rodgers too. Like, because that field goal would have been a tying field goal.
Correct.
So like the scenarios played out differently. So I like Aaron Rodgers played like dog shit. That's number
Agreed.
one.
That was so bad. That first half was garbage.
Exactly. And then Brady gave them every opportunity to lose the game.
Yes.
To win the game for
Yes. For them to win.
To Bucks to lose in the second half.
Do you think that they did what we talk about all the time? Did the Green Bay play to not lose, and that's where they got fucked up?
I think it's the NFC Championship game. Palms get sweaty. Arms get a little shorter.
Right. Uh-huh.
Like more pressure. You're playing against Tom Brady. It's a lot of pressure. Pressure bursts pipes. And that's what happened on Sunday.
Yeah, fuck that. I would have went for it on fourth down, and Rodgers should have went for it. Even if Tom turns the ball over, that guy is always in it. That guy is unbelievable. Bro, if TB plus TB plus TB equals SB and he actually gets a Super Bowl, he might be one of the greatest competitors we've ever seen. Like, the guy is never rattled. Never rattled. Ever.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, even losing to the Giants, right? You would have thought somebody would have packed it up mentally. You come back again and again. You lose to the Giants again, but you come back again. You down 24-3 to Atlanta. You win that game. You fucking should have lost to Seattle. You win that game. Like, Belichick or not, homeboy, he's just too cool. He's just too cool.
Like, people try to people try to make the comparisons like, LeBron got losses on his resume, but he's still a GOAT. And then like, oh, look, Tom Brady got losses on his resumes. So Montana is better than him.
Right. I don't understand that.
So my thing is, first of all, Brady has a winning record.
Correct.
In the championship. LeBron has a losing record in the championship. Let's first just make that very clear. Second thing is, all of Brady's playoffs is win or go home.
Right. No 7-game sets. Right. None of that shit.
I got to figure this out. We lost 2 games. I will come back in the third game. We'll figure this out. Oh, somebody got injured. Now we have a chance.
Oh, shit.
None of that. It's one game. He basically played his 32-11?
Uh-huh. Yep.
And I
think with that W would have been 33-11 if I'm not mistaken.
So he's 33-11, right? So he's played 44 game 7s.
Wow.
If you put it into that perspective.
In perspective, yeah.
He played 44 game 7s.
That's just filthy. That's just filthy, bro.
And out of the 44 game 7s, he's won 33 of them.
My God.
So you got don't compare that. So when he has, let's say he goes 6-3, or let's say if they lose, which I think they're gonna win.
Who?
I think the Bucks win.
Facts. Let me tell you something before you go on this. The way the Bucks slow down Rodgers, that's an amazing blueprint to stop down Patty.
Yep.
Because they play very similar.
Yep. So I think they're gonna. So I think Bucks win. So when the Bucks win, Tom Brady is officially the greatest athlete champion ever. There's gonna be no more debate. There's no more debate because he's went from one conference to the other conference.
Does he beat Jordan with all that bullshit? Because his record's not perfect, right?
It'll be tough because Jordan's shit is perfect.
Right. Is he over Jeter?
Yes, Jeter has 2 losses.
Okay, is he over Gretzky? I mean, we don't know hockey that hard, but I'm saying like in reference points, right? Because those are the guys. Losses, I think so too. So then we put him one, and then
Jordan, and then Brady.
Right, and then another dude you could put up there too, even though the back end of his career wasn't great. Tiger Woods has 18 championships. A lot of people don't talk about Tiger's success, even though he's muddy.
He was a gigolo, and everybody cared about that more than him on the fucking golf course. Who the fuck cares if he fucked 35 bitches?
Who cares?
He was a fucking beast on the
animal, and he was a closer too. How many championship games he hasn't played in?
Exactly.
So I know. I feel like go ahead. Sorry.
So I just think for Tom Brady's sake in that argument, he'll be probably number 2. But like I said, he's played 44 game 7.
Right, so that takes a little bit away from Michael,
so
right?
You put him a little bit over Jordan.
Yeah. What if he wins another one next year, bro? Where does that put him
that's
there?
A possibility.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if you heard about the stat.
No, please tell me.
Tom Brady has played in 18% of all Super Bowls ever.
Wow, that's insane.
Bro,
I've been in love with Homeboy since 2004. I've been a fan and a believer for a minute. That's crazy.
Yep. 18% of all Super Bowls. which when I saw that was crazy. And he doesn't have a losing record against any team in the NFL.
Isn't that nuts? That's the one that blows my mind. Right?
Yep. Not a losing record.
None. I spank you, I leave.
Yep.
Let's get on the bus.
He might be either tied or he has a winning record. But he doesn't have a losing record.
No.
Against, and I think he's beaten every single NFL team.
Yes, I know that too. That's another crazy stat. You've beaten all 31 teams.
And I think they play New England next year. So he could beat New England and have beaten all 32 teams.
Bro, imagine it comes down to Homeboy's at 6, right? And 9 appearances, correct? This would be 10
now.
And 7. What if it goes 8 and 11? That's just nuts.
For football, yes.
Yes, for football, bro. And he's thinking that, like, he only has a 2-year contract. He's not slowing down. He could go to another team. He could go.
Just see who else.
Who else has got a beast? You know what I mean?
When he's a quarterback.
Yeah, like a man for hire, hitman for hire.
Like I said, Darrell Reeves.
Yes,
from a team to
hire and we just. I mean, shit. Imagine if he went to like the Ravens and the Ravens had like a phenomenal D, or the Steelers, right? Yep. Like teams like that, or I don't even know. Most of the teams, or shit. If he was in the Saints, they would be a problem.
Yep.
Right? Because he's played outdoors. I wonder what his his thought process is about playing indoors. Right? I mean, he could end up in Indianapolis.
Kamara, he's never had an Alvin Kamara.
No.
Give him an Alvin Kamara, and he loves going to the running back.
Yes, right.
All the time. Now you give him a guy who's a like a wide receiver who's a running back.
Jesus Christ. Bro, it's so crazy. I don't want to gush on Homeboy too much, but man, I'm so impressed. Like when the chips are down, Homeboy's like so cool. I've never seen anybody be so cool when they're losing or when they have a chance to be losing. And then to be like, well, I'm just going to march this motherfucker up right now. Oh, I threw 3 picks. Don't worry about that. I got this. Like,
we'll figure this out.
People are going to be like odd. Maybe not right now, but when his time goes away and we really like, because he's distracting us. Right. And I also think that what he's doing is putting a lot of pressure on Patrick Mahomes. You know, because if you right, so like, look, we didn't even put Tom in the top, like the top 3. Tom Brady has to be number 1 overall, bro. Especially if he wins the Super Bowl. Come on, 2 Super Bowls in 3 years? That's crazy.
Again?
Come on, bro. Like
2 Super Bowls again in 3 years.
Like what the fuck?
It's gonna be an interesting day. I can't wait.
Yeah, I can't wait too. It's gonna be the COVID Bowl. Nobody can fucking watch it.
Basically.
So let's go.
Let's touch about this real quick.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm setting it up. Go.
Fucking Trey Songz. Trey Songz.
What's my man doing?
Has a confrontation in the seats.
Did you see the vid?
I saw the video. Did you see the other one? Like
from far away.
Stadium,
yes.
Where the security.
Yes, they kept like coming up on him. Yes.
So like, I was trying to find out exactly why the security was called. Do you know why the security was called?
So apparently they were called because they weren't like wearing masks. So like, look, real quick, I'll tell you a quick story. When we were in Vegas, right? So you got social distancing, right? But if you go sit down in New York City and it's you, me, Jay, Ray, and the fam. Once we sit down, we can take out the fucking mask, right?
Yep.
In Vegas, you can't do that. In Vegas, you got to pull it down, eat, drink, pull it back up. Eat, drink, pull it back up. So I'm thinking that that's kind of like the same rules that they had at the stadium. Like, okay, cool, you could drink, you could do shit, but majority of this moment, first of all, we're fucking outdoors. Like, what are you guys talking about? Like, back to the COVID shit. Like, you guys are morons. We're outdoors, bro. Like, I'm with my team, and it's obviously spread out. So that's what they were heckling. They kept coming back to them because they kept pulling their masks down. Because I think that's why, I don't know if you noticed, the security guard, not the one that he fought, because I think he fought a cop, but one of the security guards took a photo with him. And the only way the security guard would have knew it was Trey Songz is if he saw Trey Songz' face. So I'm assuming Trey kept pulling his shit down because that shit is uncomfortable. 3 hours with a fucking mask? Come on, bro.
Yep.
And it ain't like he bought a fucking box. He's saying General Pop. Like, fuck, it's gotta suck. You know what I mean?
And it had to be. I'm assuming the people around him must have called the security over.
Nah, because I'm sure that the NFL has been really stringent about this because they don't want to lose their opportunity, especially for these owners to think. So, like, for example, there was no managers called to our table, but there was literally somebody circling every 5 fucking minutes, like, yo, can you put your mask back up? Yo, can you put your mask back up?
No
I'm
way.
like, I swear to God, bro. I'm like, dude, like, and it wasn't like Trey Songz I could understand, right? Like, if there's somebody in front of him, maybe if he spits, I don't know how this shit works, in the air, flies over, jumps in your mouth, which is basically impossible. But let's say we were at a round table, so all our germs are staying right here within a zone, and they still were rocking us. Yo, put it up. Yo, put it up. So it didn't look like nobody was ratting on him. It looked like they just kept on. And I think the moment they knew he was Trey Songz, they started sucking his dick more. You feel me? Like, oh, yo, look at this motherfucker. He thinks he's hey, yo, go tell that motherfucker. I don't care if he's famous or nothing, right? And so press. And then boom.
And that
like,
happens.
He had homeboy in a headlocker, though. That shit was fire.
Yep.
Like,
I just found the whole situation that was
stupid.
Because one is stupid, and two is crazy. Because like even what you said that in Vegas, like to be honest, I would have left the restaurant. I was
pissed. They were pushing me very close to the edge. The only thing is that I was waiting to go to dinner. Plus, I was talking to dudes that were like trying to invest in the program. So I was with potential investors. I couldn't be like, yo, I'm out. Yeah. And it sucked because it was whack, bro. That was a whack fucking thing.
Because I would have enjoyed myself. Even talking to him, I would have enjoyed myself.
Bro, it started to get us white hot. Like towards the end, I was like, man, dude, I'm smoking. How the fuck am I supposed to talk to you? I mean, like, how am I supposed to smoke? You want me to cut a hole in the fucking mask? I had to start dating them. I swear to God, I was like, yo, I'm smoking. I'm drinking. And they would walk away. And then 5 minutes again, up my dick. Blah, 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 blah. And not just me, the whole squad. Yeah, it was bullshit.
But like even like, and then they have the most of the thing, you can't even go in the first like 30 rows of a football game anyway. That's
what I'm saying. Like it's spread out. I don't know why they were riding his dick. You know what I mean?
People were just fucking annoying. And I could guarantee you people would like, security, look, he's not having a mask.
Of course, you know how they have it.
Because when I was on a plane, when I was going to Texas, there was some lady who was in front of me, and then there's a guy he had a like mask on his chin, whatever, and she's like, he don't have his mask on. He don't have his mask on, and I'm like,
I know everybody. Listen, nothing against the women that are really named Karen, but this is what they call now. I don't know why everybody want to be a fucking Karen, bro. Like all of a sudden we turned into narcs.
Everybody they made it this culture like of just like
yeah, like right. Ooh, I'm gonna tell on you. Like, bro, get the fuck out of here before I knock you out. Seriously,
that's what the show I have.
Mask or no mask?
When it comes down to the science, bitch, you don't have an N95 mask either. You have a fucking blue little cloth that your nose is gonna come out, your spit is gonna come out, and it's just nonsense. It's just nonsense to me. Let's see who we got. Ralph, what's going on? If Brady wins the Super Bowl this year, is he officially the best quarterback ever to live?
Who? Oh yeah, tell me what?
That was Ralph.
Okay.
Let me see. Lucho, we spoke about the market in the beginning of the podcast. Lucho, is McGregor finished?
Oh, that's a good question. We'll hit that right now.
We'll hit that right now, and then 18%, my lord, of Brady.
But back to the thing that you were saying, and we'll jump into the McGregor's fight real quick because I wanted to show Luch some love on that. But the facts are the facts, bro. People don't even understand fabric versus surgical versus this, and you're over here with a gator neck yelling at the motherfucker without a mask. First of all, we shouldn't even be fucking flying anyway because it's centralized air, you morons. If you fucking sneeze, if you touch something, no one's running over and sanitizing everything every 5 minutes. So like, please. And that whole shit too, like I said, you're outdoors. So you basically got Trey Songz arrested. Trey Songz now is being charged for fucking, assault a police. Assault a police officer. Meanwhile, before we even get this, you see what they did to that girl in Florida? Slammed her on the ground, knocked her out unconsciously, bro. Okay, so it's okay for y'all to do that, but if we fight back, what the fuck are we supposed to do? Right?
Exactly.
Like, get out of here, man. And I don't know. I don't think Conor McGregor's finished. I watched the fight. So my brother sent me a thing, and he was like, "Sleepy time now." Right? With his face. But if you watch the fight, first of all, let me tell you this. You know why Rocky in the movie was so powerful? There's something really great, and it goes in a lot of sports except for football. Lefties are a problem. And Conor McGregor is a southpaw fighter. As long as he's a southpaw fighter, I think that gives him an automatic advantage. Also, let's think about this. This guy went, I think it's 12 rounds in boxing, right?
Mm-hmm.
He went
TKO in 10.
Don't worry about that. He went 10 rounds with the best pound-for-pound boxer in the business. He is not a chump. Now, we were joking off air a little bit, or during that, off air, that once you don't get the paper, you don't chase it as hard, right? Yep. But I thought he performed well. Yeah, he got knocked out, but he didn't get like like he was giving the people what they wanted. Like, you know how when you watch some fights, guys in their mind, they don't want to get knocked out. So they play the distance game, they jab, they take you to the ground, they go to the end of the match, and then we go by the cards. Conor McGregor went in there like, fuck you, knock me out or I'm going to knock you out. And I'm not going to say it was a lucky hit, but the kid connected.
He set him up and hit him like 3 combos.
Yeah, that's it. But Conor looked good. Conor didn't look like he lost a step. Conor just looked like he got caught, and that happens.
And I think that happens when you go from fighting 3 times a year, 4 times a year.
Right, to once in 3 years.
You know, but like when you get $100 million and then now Proper 12 is taking off, you got other investments taking off, and it was a little bit weird that he was so friendly during like the hype of the fight.
Yeah.
He lost a little bit of that dog in him.
Right, the edge.
Because he got choked out by Khabib.
Right.
You know, he got put the brakes beat off of him.
Go ahead.
You gotta he has to I guess refine that, reharness.
I'm gonna tell you this.
Edge.
This is gonna sound crazy. I never thought Conor McGregor was shit. I thought Conor McGregor fought lucky fights in the sense of who his opponent was. Because man, I can't believe I'm gonna draw a blank on this guy. Who's the dude that he fought that it went to like a bloody murder? Oh fuck. I'm gonna look it up because I need to give this guy props.
Nate Diaz.
Nate Diaz waxed the fucking floor with him twice. And UFC was stroking Conor so fucking hard that they gave the second fight to him. Conor McGregor lost that second fight too. So if Conor McGregor doesn't win that fight, we don't even know the Conor McGregor we know now.
Well, he knocked out Jose Aldo, who was the beast in the division at the time. He was like the pound for pound, the champ.
Okay, but
McGregor's won championships in 3 different weight classes. So
but that to me doesn't mean jack shit, bro. To be honest with you,
being a champion or something, bro, it's something.
I get it, but what I'm saying is like they're like, to me, that I've watched the UFC, and this is the problem with the UFC. There's a lot of B+ guys.
But the UFC does a great job of
marketing all those B+ guys.
But I'm saying, they also do a great job of, you're at the top of your game. You're at the top of your game. You're fighting. It's never like,
I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's true because fucking Dana White should have fucking booked. First of all, before we even did Khabib or we did any of these other fights, he should have fought Nick Diaz again.
Because they already did that already.
They fought twice, and to me, he lost both times. So, and the second one went to the fifth round, to the final round, and went to judges because Nick Diaz was fucking him up. But Nick Diaz's problem is Nick Diaz has fought so much that Nick Diaz has cuts. Yeah, as soon as he gets hit,
he fucked up his leg. He fucked his leg up.
That was another thing I was gonna say about the kid too. Like Conor's just like a good boxer, right? In the UFC, Conor has no fucking ground game, and Conor has no fucking kicking game. And that
his stamina sucks too.
Yeah, but it's because he's throwing like 90-mile-an-hour pitches the whole time. Like he just doesn't. And when you miss with that shit hurts. It takes like a lot of wind out of you. If you connect, it probably hypes you up. But I don't know. I've never been a believer in Conor McGregor. I think that he's been lucky, and I'm not saying like I mean I'm not trying to totally hate on him because you're right. To win at something and to excel at something is great. But if you look at his record, like his total career. He doesn't even have that many fights on his record. He probably has like a total of 15 fights. Now, look it up, bro. Just John St. Pierre, and I might be saying his name wrong. That's an animal. What's the other dude? The big, tall, black dude that kept kicking everybody in the fucking face like nobody's business.
Silva.
Oh my God, that's a champion. Okay, that motherfucker's like 40-3. Okay, Randy Couture. I'm talking about guys that fought and fought and fought and fought.
He's 22-5.
Okay, and how much of that?
Fights.
Okay, and how much of that is in the UFC? Because it's not all of it.
No, they're all in the UFC.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't know.
Yeah, this is all UFC stats. Yeah, this is all in the beginning.
Okay. So let me see who else he knocked out.
Let me see.
Because I just don't. I've never been a believer. I love his tenacity. I love the way he acts, what he sells. Love him talking shit. Love the whole Irish shit. Love the tattoo on the chest. But I don't think he's a complete fighter. And you will get smoked in the UFC. They don't fuck around.
He beat Aldo.
Yeah, that was the guy you were talking about.
Mm-hmm. He beat obviously Diaz, but you say he lost the second one.
I think he lost the first one too. Like Diaz was fucking him up both of those fights. Nick Diaz is a problem.
He won against Mendez.
Okay.
That was a championship fight.
Bro, Khabib put him to sleep too. Like I don't know.
No, for sure.
I just don't think that anytime that he
beat Eddie Alvarez.
That's a good dude.
That's another beast dude. Like he's beating some guys.
Okay.
For the most part, like if it's champion versus contender, they always do that fight.
Okay.
Always.
Right.
So like if you were the champion, like if he would have won on Saturday,
he would have fought Khabib, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Who knows if Khabib maybe would have never want to fight him?
Right.
But I think he's definitely
he would have had a
fight
chance.
for a year. Now,